For all its flaws, the American education system is a system, as the columnist Robert Samuelson has put it, it's a system of second, third, fourth, fifth chances. The genius of America is that it is a place where, including in the education system, it's a place where anybody can reinvent themselves. You know, that kid who didn't do well in Luke's high school math class, that kid who dropped out, who never even considered college was realistic, that kid can come back as a young adult and even as an older adult. And the community college system in this country, which is unlike any other system in the world, is a place where people can reinvent themselves. I've met so many people who, despite all the things that they've been through in their early lives, can come back and say, I'm going to give this a second shot. And often, these are people who didn't read very well. These are people who saw themselves and their future is limited because of their poor reading skills. And let me tell you the story of one such person who I met many years ago. Her name was Vivian. Vivian grew up poor, dropped out of high school, ended up in a bad marriage that tragically turned violent, abusive. She woke up in a hospital bed one day and realized that her life was in jeopardy. Her young daughter's life was in jeopardy. This was not the life that Vivian wanted, and she had to find a way out. Not long after leaving the hospital, she walked into a college campus in Seattle, hoping against hope that it would change her life. But she could barely read. The government grants and loans weren't all that much, but in Vivian's case, the money was enough to live on and to go to school, support her daughter. But she couldn't read. And so she wondered whether college was a good decision or a waste of time. But in pursuing more education, Vivian began to change. Her reading skills improved thanks to fellow students, mentors, tutors, who said, we're not going to let you fail. And to her amazement, her daughter started talking about the day she would start college. Vivian and her little girl began spending time with other students and on and off campus. The worlds widened beyond the public housing project where they lived, and where so many dreams were crushed by the sheer weight of the poverty and the fatalism that envelops such places. Vivian began to change because finally she began to see a way out for her and for her daughter. It was a remarkable feeling. The realization that she had the power to break the cycle for good, the cycle of failure, dependency, and despondency. Learning to read, she told me, saved my life. People who think that reading, knowing how to read well, is not a matter of life and death are wrong. For many, it is. Vivian went on to earn her doctorate and to write extensively about single moms, domestic violence, and her daughter, she made it to college as well. Now, I lost track of both of them, but I've never forgotten her story, a story about possible lives and about hope.